Hi everybody, welcome back to DayZ. It is time, the servers are going down, the PCs are updating, the consoles will be updating, and fairly soon, if not already, you'll be able to play 1.19 on community and official servers. So let's go through the patch notes, which have, well, they dropped a while ago, but I didn't notice. Now, in the link below this video, I'll put a link to my hands-on with 1.19, so you can have a look at some of the stuff if you want to. But let's go through the, the hard coding. What have they said? So here we go. Game added the M1025 multi-purpose vehicle, also known as the Humvee. The SSG-82 rifle. This is a cool rifle that's got a scope built, well, is it built in, or it comes with it attached to it already, so you're going to have a lot of fun playing with that. The Bk12 Shotgun, that is the single shot shotgun, if I'm not mistaken, which actually, yeah, it's alright. It's a starter weapon that will get you out of trouble in the early game. The GPS receiver, absolutely fantastic. So GPS receiver, when combined with the map and or the compass, will show you your grid position on the map. And on community servers, we have the ability to set a config so that people without the GPS receiver, without the map and without the compass can just press M on PC. Not quite sure what it is yet on console, but we'll find out within the next hour or so. You can bring up a map and you just see where you are with a red dot on the map. Fantastic. Water reflection can now be configured in the graphics settings. Thrown items now have impact sounds. The portable map now provides more details depending on the navigation gear you carry. Well, yeah, so that's what I was kind of saying. So when you open up the tourist map, if you've got the GPS, it'll tell you your grid location. If you've got the compass, it'll tell you which way you're facing. Military convoys, they're very cool. Abandoned police cars with police events. So now, instead of just seeing one police car with a couple of police zombies, it looks like there's been a roadblock or someone's pulled someone over. The blowtorch is now used to fix cars instead of the monkey wrench. The punch card, you're going to need that to access the underground bunker in Livonia, and you'll find that in toxic zones on Livonia. Also on one of the infected that spawns at the military convoys. He has it in his pocket. The glow plug, you need the glow plug to get the Humvee working. The improvised eye patch, which you can make. Colour variants of the plate carrier vest, depending on Livonia or Chernus, you get different ones. New stealth kill variants. The handbrake for the vehicles comes on automatically when you stop, I think. Brake strength can be adjusted by combining it with control light and shift strong. Not quite sure how this is going to work with console. I would have thought with console it would just be done on the triggers anyway. We've now got the car horn. Beep beep. The player can now drown when submerged for too long. Hey, happy days. There's a bleeding indicator in the HUD, so you get like splashes of blood appear. Favourites tab to the in-game server browser, displaying cached offline favourite servers. Oh, that's good. Yeah, so they don't just disappear. They'll be there. They'll say, look, this is one of your favourite servers, but you can't join it now. Added a spare wheel slot for the Olga, the Saka, and the Gunka. So we've got lots of fixes that we won't bother going through. Obviously, I'll put a link to this in the description below there. Let's go through the changed. Rework the simulation of vehicles, greatly impacting their general behaviour. Tweaked vehicle simulation parameters and servers for vehicles. So the feedback so far from experimental is that the vehicles are much better than they used to be, but they're still not perfect. You still may well get problems, and especially when you're going around corners. And this isn't really a problem, maybe, but when you're going faster, there's a lot more understeer to the vehicles. So be careful if you like driving fast, because you're likely when you come to a sharp turn, you won't take the turn. You'll end up going off the road. Also, if you hit the handbrake, you'll spin pretty much straight away. Reduce the speed of the player when running up and down steep terrain. Increase the inertia of the character when accelerating. So again, you'll notice this difference in the way the character feels. To be honest, I didn't really notice that much of a difference, but there have been a few problems where you're inside buildings or next to objects and you catch them a lot more than you used to. Character slows down more when running turns. Character running speed is slowed down in medium water levels. The 40mm smoke grenades now bounce off wooden and metal surfaces and deal damage on impact. It is no longer required to aim to the ground to empty a liquid container. Whee! Fish, hares and chicken can no longer be skinned using the Mosin bayonet. I guess because the Mozam bayonet, is it just like a spike, is it? Reduce the amount of explosive needed to break open a locked door. Improve the holding of the remote detonator receiver in players' hands. Improve synchronization of the stealth kill. Yeah, that's good. It used to be a bit naff, wouldn't it? You'd stab, and the zombie would stay there for a little bit, then go, ugh, and then fall over. Improved sounds of the gas station explosion. Damaged fuel tanks can now be repaired using duct tape or epoxy putty. Vehicles are now ruined when their fuel tank is ruined. So to do that, you shoot round where the fuel filler is. All optics can now be repaired using the electronics repair kit. Decrease the improvement of the immune system by high energy hydration levels on average. Most of the items in the world now have their damage state randomized and much more damaged as well. You'll find things are a lot worse than they used to be. You're going to have to collect a lot more sewing kits, leather repair kits, especially gun repair kits, especially ammunition. There's going to be a lot of damaged ammunition that will get more damaged as you kind of wander around with it and you fight zombies and stuff like that. So you can fix that with weapon repair kits. Reduce the chance of weapons jamming by about 50% to account for damaged magazines now appearing more often. So because you have a damaged magazine that might jam, they said, well, that's not going to happen as often. It's going to be interesting. You're going to have to be careful. Slightly increase brightness of the scene during daylight and reduce the difference between overcast and clear days. It is now possible to untie another player with bare hands. Updated the in-game credits. Tweak the light, distance and brightness for the head torch and flashlight. The character now turns their head when looking around on ladders. Tweak the font setting in the in-game 2D map. Sea chests and wooden crates can be repaired using wooden planks. The pipe wrench can no longer be used to repair vehicle engines. The common cold should appear less frequently when the character's cold. Yes! Excellent. Let me just have a sip of my coffee. All optics apart from night vision scopes can be repaired using the electronics repair kit. Didn't we just say that? Reduce water required to extinguish a fire when using the canister. Added a warning red line to the cooling water temperature in the vehicle HUD. Yeah, so you see a lot more what's going on with your vehicle now. Moved various hunting rifles into higher tiers and rebalanced their numbers. Rebalanced number of ammunition available within the world. Increase the number of piles. Decrease the count in each. So you're going to be finding more small piles of ammo. Reduce the number of firearms available in the world. Interesting. Livonia. So this is where we're all going to be, isn't it? Livonia Dlc added the sawmills, added 2 new villages, added the Brenner Healthcare Centre, added quarries, added deforest areas, added hunting cabins, added forest camps, added summer camps, added tenement blocks, added amusement parks, added the dam bog, ammunition storage, the underground bunker. So we now have a reason to travel south on Livonia. Not saying it's as good as Chernarus now, but having a brief go with it, it does seem much better. So excited. Everybody, let's get onto Livonia, especially as console peeps, where we've had Livonia, but you tended to hang around the cities, didn't you, a lot? And there wasn't that much reason to go south, because all that would happen is you go south and you could stay south until your equipment got too damaged. Then you had to go back north again. But now you can stay south. Fixed various issues with object placement. Added the M1025 Rex. Change the respawn locations upon server switch. Reduce the military spawns within central overgrown part of Livonia to be contained to the military bases there. Right, so the military infected and stuff should be within the bases. Military and hunting spawn. Changed the military and hunting spawn areas in Livonia. Moved various hunting rifles into higher tiers and rebalanced their numbers. Rebalanced the number of ammunition available within the world, which we said before. Updated the in-game Livonia tourist map. Tweaked the town of Sitnik is now tier 1. I wonder if that means you'll be able to buy a new Livonia map from Bohemia's store, probably. Removed cleanup of map group cluster as it is currently not used. Fair enough. Chernarus. Fixed various issues with object placement. Fixed Medzvi Lugi was written in Latin letters on the map. Replaced the old Humvee Rex with a new variant. Okay, server. So we're getting into the weeds with this now, but it'd be interesting to server owners. Added server config parameter for same path, which utilizes the version property of a PB. Oh, I don't know what that means. Added loot damage min and loot damage max globals to control the damage state of an item spawned by the central economy. So it used to be that at the top of your CFG spawnable types file, you'd have damage min, damage max. It's not there anymore. It's in globals.xml. And each individual item can also have a loot damage min, loot damage max. If it doesn't have one, the global's number will apply. Added navigation related settings to the CFG gameplay.json. So that's down the bottom of your CFG gameplay.json. You'll see noughts and ones there. Added inertia related settings. Again, so you can change from the vanilla settings to something else. Added warning about duplicate prototype being skipped. Added DE error message. Added, here we go, option to set scale of the object in the object spawning JSON files. So you're going to be probably doing this within the DayZ editor mod on PC from Inclement Dab. Absolutely fantastic. And you find if you go into the if you double click on an object in the editor, you'll be able to go into the properties and you can change the scale. So the scale will normally be 1, you can make it smaller, 0.5, or you can make it bigger, times it by 10. Really good fun. I'll only say this, okay? Less is more. And you may well find that subtle changes to scale are the most effective. Added Global's XML entry loot spawn avoidance to control how far a player should be from a loot group for loot to spawn inside of it. So it used to be 50 meters. So I'm not quite sure why they would change this, but it means, what it means you could do is you could reduce the amount of loot farming people would do. So what people would often do is if you go to say the military tents at somewhere like Northwest Airfield, you could pick stuff up, and the stuff you didn't want, you could just throw it on the ground and then wander off, over 50 meters, and that new loot would then spawn in at the loot location. You could come back again. So maybe you could have this as like 500 meters, so that that loot farming, you couldn't do it. Fixed load prototype warnings, fixed load prototype statistics, fixed CFG spawnable types children. Damage min configuration was not working. Fixed server message to players did not work. Changed error module handle. Changed finish script. Changed improved warning message about fails. I don't know what that means. Launcher can now cache offline favorite servers. Okay, modding. Added Win plus Alt debug menu for the diagnostic executable and various debug options within it with documentation. We'll have to check that out. So you want to head on over to the Bohemian Interactive Wiki and see what they've put in there. I had a quick look. It's difficult. I couldn't really remember what was there before. Let's have a look. If there's anything. There'll be stuff that's very interesting to PC modders here, but for us XML and JSON modders, added central economy.c documentation. Again, that should be over there. I wasn't sure what was new and what wasn't, so I'll put a link in the description below the video. You can check it out for yourself. Yeah, lots of this is real PC modding stuff. So at the moment, known issues. Hood of the M1025 Humvee is not openable. Attachments can be added through Vicinity. This is an intended temporary change. Vehicle spawn with wheels. Wheels cannot be removed nor damaged. This is intended temporary change. This change is always recommended for community service to ensure vehicle stability. Right, so there we go, peeps. It's all down to you now. Just wait while the servers update and your PCs update and your consoles update, and we can enjoy 119 and we can enjoy Livonia. I was so excited. But what do you think? Put your questions and comments down below. I will, of course, see you again soon.